because of the proximity of the doors, the closeness to each other, that if we made both sets automatic sliding doors that stay open for a prescribed length of time, if both doors, the interior and exterior, were sliding doors, they would both be open too long, and therefore cold air will be rushing in the lobby in the winter, and our cold air will be going out of the lobby in the summer. So the compromise is to only put the automatic sliding doors at the exterior entrance doors where we have had previous damage. We have had strong winds, both from the south and the west, those doors getting slammed open by the wind. Luckily, we have not had anyone injured. And then sometimes one of us had to come in and actually, pound it closed with a rubber mallet and then try to keep it closed, because there is no physical lock, it's all the magnetic system. So that would solve our exterior door problems, yet leave the interior doors as swing doors, and the one that is, as you're facing the doors to enter the lobby on your right, that would remain the button-operated handicap door that would still allow that to be accessible. So this is kind of a compromise. We weren't able to get both sets to be automatic as we had hoped, but it takes care of our main problem at the entrance.
Mr. Drew, your question that problem would have been the case if both sides or both locations were the automatic sliders, because the sensor would keep those doors open at the same time for an extended period, as opposed to when just one is.
You can put a meter there, and 99% of people are going to be walking through that open, the sliding glass one. So the slider, so that's going to be open a lot. And also,
It'd be the only door. There will not be.
oh, the other one you can't push open?
No, when the outside door is replaced.
There's two sets of doors.
The outer exterior will
At
only
the
be
exterior,
one sliding door.
at the exterior right now, there are four individual, roughly 3-foot doors. There will now only be a roughly 6-foot opening of the slider.
So it's even bigger than I thought. Okay.
Well, it's actually smaller.
There's
It's
less
just,
total.
there's less open space, instead of the possibility of having 4 manual exterior doors perhaps being open at the same time. Now there'll only be an opening as wide as the 2 middle ones. And the interior doors will remain as they are, as one handicap accessible with the button on the post, and the other 3 being manual.
I have a question. What's your name again?
Michael.
Michael. I don't mean any disrespect by this question, but you guys were the architects. It isn't that old. This building isn't that old. Couldn't you have foreseen this problem?
Good question.
I can't really speak to all the technical aspects of this, because a lot of it has to do with the mechanical engineering of the air systems and that differential pressure that I'm talking about. I'm using that term, but I'm an architectural designer. I'm not a mechanical engineer. So it is a good question. And I don't have a perfect answer to give you.
Is this a done deal for sure going for
No. This is each one of the projects that he mentioned, the lighting, the windows, the carpet, and the doors, are 4 different projects. On June 16th, you decide whether you want to do them or not. We budgeted for them in case, but using, not the operating, but the savings. So if you decide that you only want to do the lighting, or you want to do only the doors, it's up to you in June. And we'll have a better idea when the bids come in, what the cost of everything is. So at that time, this is just a preliminary as far as letting you know what the projects are, but the decisions will be made by you in June, whether you do 1, 2, none, it's up to you.
Would revolving doors be less expensive or easier?
No, we actually looked at that. It would be considerably more expensive because you would have to change up the entire wall. And you wouldn't really solve the problem because with a revolving door, then you would still have to have a swing door next to it for handicap access. So that's why we did not recommend that solution. Okay, so as I said, the doors and the lighting are part of the bid package that's out right now. And then separately, sometime over the course of the summer, we've already started looking at flooring options. There's nothing definite to propose or consider yet. It might just be a matter of using a darker carpet like you've got elsewhere in the lobby or the library right now, or another flooring material. And then the fourth one is the windows, and you've probably seen the mock-ups in place of the tinted window film that has been put on the glass. There are a couple of different shading values in place right now, and we need some time for staff and myself to look at that when the lighting conditions, when we get days with more sunlight, to be able to evaluate the effectiveness of the options that have been mocked up there. But the idea is that rather than introducing something that's going to cut off a view like a shade device, this is a film that cuts off the heat gain that comes in from outside, as well as the glare of the sunlight, kind of like putting on sunglasses, applying it to the glass, because at certain times of year, at certain times of day, in winter, in the south, in spring and fall, more to the west, when the sun is down low on the horizon, the sun's going to come into the space a little bit more than at other times. And now that you have, like I said, some functions happening in the lobby, like people at the cafe tables wanting to look at tablets or read books, it's more of an issue now. So this should alleviate a lot of that. So we're going to evaluate that.
On the film, would that be on all of the windows or just down to a certain level?
Well, it's functionally not needed all the way up because the sun never, there's nobody up there to be bothered by it. Likewise, all the way down to the floor.
We have a lot of busy fingers, little fingers.
Yeah.
That's going to be evident.
You know, if you picked it, and you know, you
No,
know,
it's
so
not-
heat on there.
It'll be adhered to the glass.
Do they cause a problem with window washing at all? Not just, you know, because those windows get, so.
So our suggestion has been to save a little bit of cost, since it doesn't have to go all the way up or all the way down. Leave out the very bottom row and the very top row. This film has a little bit of a color change to the glass, and there is some treatment on the brick on the outside of the building, the reveal lines that stop as you get to that top row of glass. So there's a little bit of a visual relationship to where that tinted glass could end at the top, and then just for balance, leaving up the bottom row as well. And like I said, saves a little bit of money.
But those are not going to cut off a bit.
Carpet nor the film are not, only the lighting and the doors were advertised and for the bid process.
Any other questions?
You're telling the general contractor, Michael, where to go for the lighting, like the spec?
Yes.
Was it on the FTP site, the actual spec of the LED?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a Calco fixture.
I saw it. Oh, sure.
How many general contractors?
It's advertised for bid.
To elaborate a little bit on the lighting, as Michael said, we currently have 7 fixtures in place that shine upwards, they do not shine downwards. We would replace those and add 5 more fixtures, all of them shining down mostly, and 1 light bulb shining up. But also, if you look at this document, you'll notice which ones are new fixtures. They are 3 added over the tile area in front of the south window where the cafe tables are. And there's 1 in front of, approximately in front of the information desk in the lobby, and 1 over the recycled reeds area, which we've always had problems with lighting. You'll also notice that they've been divided into zones. All of these will be dimmable by zone. So in case we have a music performance on the tile area, where some, I think once a month, Kelly tries to book one, we can dim the lights over that area for more atmosphere or ambiance, or the lighting on the music, whatever. And then we can keep the other 2 areas where there's library business going on at a stronger strength for doing work. And these will also, these dim switches will be behind the circulation desk, and they'll be manually operated. So there's several features, not only increasing the lighting from an average of 2 to 3 candle foot at ground level for reading and work to very high levels.
An average of 37.
An average of 37. It will also be more flexible to use with some of the programming we do have in the library. So I just wanted to point that out to you. And again, you know, it will be your determination at the June meeting whether we go with this project or not. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. How many GCs were bidding?
Public comments over.
No, your rules
might not
say
know-
if you
you
have
might not know
questions
our
about what
question.
you're talking about,
Comments is
talk.
over, please.
What are you gonna do? Have James Fessler throw us out?
It's over.
Why don't
Is
you
there
ever
any
answer
more
questions?
questions
This man
from
has
the
a legitimate question. He wants to know how many contractors. Is that so difficult to answer?
I need to move to recess. I will with the,
Request that the designer throw in his
Is there a
fees
second?
for free,
Recess.
fixing deficiencies in the original design.
we have a second. Recess.
Back. Second one's called.
You calling the police, Bridget? That's what she normally does. She's good at that.
Can we take a roll call, please? Two. Are we ready? Get your hands off the phone.
It is a good question, and there's no reason why they shouldn't answer it. And you guys know this. You should
There's a
stop
pending
them.
motion. Can we please call the roll? Secretary, Cleaver, Drew?
Bridget, where are you going?
Watching this fiasco, what?
Bridget,
Motion to recess. Just for a short time.
I'm all right, I don't even want.
I don't even want to hear
Garrett?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Jennings?
Yes.
Liebert, no.
Read, read. Continue on with your business. One new business.
Okay. Are we, is the board finished? Yes. Mr. Armstrong? Any other questions from the board?
It's a simple question. How many people get the bid? How many contractors get the bid? It's a simple
It's
question.
unlimited, it's whoever's going to go after it.
It's out for bid. We don't know how
And
many.
then how do we narrow them down? I mean, how are we gonna narrow down by price, or how are we gonna do that?
That's what we should do, we should look at it. We'll look at who's involved, who the companies are, and then we'll look at what pricing is, and A, do we even need it?
Well, I mean, well, exactly, but there might be 100 bids.
Yes.
So, I mean, it might be ridiculous. Do we stop at 20, or
We don't stop at any number of bids.
Okay, but there's just a
They,
date.
as many bids are as received that meet all the requirements will be reviewed, and then at the June meeting,
We'll recommend.
we'll recommend the lowest responsible bid.
Okay.
And then you guys can ask any questions, and at that point, you will be able to vote on whether you accept the bids for these projects or not.
If the bids are closed the end of this month, did you say?
They are due,
June 5th, by 1 o'clock.
by 1 PM, and the bid opening is on Friday, June 6th.
And then the next meeting is the 16th, so when do you anticipate the information will be available to the board?
The next meeting.
I know, but I'm saying
Michael, how long?
we should have that information available to us before the meeting.
Yeah,
Right.
it would at least be the Thursday when we do the board packet, but if we got it done before that, we can certainly find it ahead of time.
Right, because once the bids are open, they will have to be reviewed by Lohan Anderson to deem if they include everything we needed and meet all the requirements of the bid, and if there's any caveats.
So in any case, if we're not able to get them to us in a timely manner to prepare for the June 16th board meeting, would we put it off for a month?
That would definitely be your option. Right now, we do have a September 27th 10-year concert in the lobby. I think we've mentioned it before. One of the reasons for the timeline we currently have is to get major completion by that date. Though if you end up wanting to vote on it on July 7th, what will probably happen is we'll have to determine whether we start after the September 27th.